early morning takes. Listen, you can't always have a blame for why we lost. It can't always be, it was Daniel Jones, it was the wide receivers, Dable called a conservative game. Look, the Cincinnati Bengals came in desperate. We knew their season was on the line. And you know what? They actually surprised everyone. Instead of their shootout type of football they played, they brought in the reins. They called a very conservative game. Okay? The respect they showed for the Giants defense was real. They knew the Giants lead the league in sacks. They knew the Giants front can wreck a football game. And they treated the game exactly as. They said, we're going to play a conservative game. We're going to run. We're going to throw short passes because our quarterback's not going to have the time to go deep. And we're going to make sure we make those 1-2 plays out of the game that's going to get us that win. And that's what Cincinnati did. Their season was on the line. They called a smart, very small football game. And they made sure they scored just enough to win. And unfortunately for us, 10 was enough for them to win. You know, I don't care about the late game scamper up the middle because the game was over. It was like a minute left. Look, I don't blame anybody. Were the Giants a little conservative? Yeah. You could have taken some more shots. You got to open up the playbook with some more post routes. You got to get both your tight ends involved. You can't throw one ball to T.O. When in 22, Bellinger was a big part of our offense. A lot of 5-7 yard throws. Where is he? Look, man, you could use Bellinger, especially when no one in the league has seen him this year. When you go to the 2 tight end set, you don't have to run the ball, bro. You can run a play action and use your tight ends over the middle or the outside. Not having Neighbors, I knew was going to hurt us this game, and that probably was a difference in the game. You know, I'm not going to make excuses, though. Cincinnati's defense, people want to know why the Giants lost like that. They want to always pin a blame to make themselves feel better. Pin the blame on Dable. Daniel Jones can't make the throws early enough. Look, man, first of all, and it's the only reason, Cincinnati's defense came and balled. They played football yesterday. And for the first time all year, the Giants O-line had trouble. Thomas had a bad night. Okay, he got caught taking a couple steps down the field, which I hate that fucking rule because it has nothing to do with Slayton, who's 65 yards down the sideline with the ball already. And you know that play was the play of the game. That was the difference in the game. But listen, the rule is the rule. I think it's a stupid rule. Because when a guy's running down the field and there's a minute and a half left in the half, your O-linemen are going to tend to start to jog or walk that way. Since you got to get down the field to the ball. So, it's a rough rule, man. But listen, it is the rule. They called back that play, all right? I mean, we've been down around, the 15? Good chance to go into the half 7-7. Look, I chalk it up like this. We went into yesterday saying, realistically, if the Giants could go 1-1, with the way the division's floundering, Dallas took a beat down, Washington lost the game, all right? And the Eagles squeaked out barely a win versus the Browns, okay? The Eagles just don't look right at all. So, 1-1 we said, right? I predicted we would lose a tight game yesterday. I thought it would be in the 20s, but instead it was the teens. Whatever. Listen, go beat the Eagles next week at home. Beat the Eagles. You're right there. You're in a fight for your season. I think the Giants are good enough that they're going to hang around all year. I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to blame anything. We lost the game, and I credit Burrow with that big play in the beginning of the game, and the Cincinnati defense caused havoc all night on the front line. For the first time all year, a defense in this league gave our O-line trouble. Now, I get on Singletary for his fumbles, but last night I realized Singletary is a value to this team. We need him and Tracy together as a mix, and obviously we got to get Neighbors back. He opens up the threat on the outside. And he opens up actually everything. People want to get mad. They want to be angry and blame someone. It makes them feel good. Sometimes you just got to look at the other team and say, yo, credit to Cincinnati's defense for coming in here and saving their season. I thought the Giants played a hard game. We lacked a little on offense, but I thought the Giants put up a good fight. Yeah, not a moral victory. It's not. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying you have to credit the other team sometimes. Cincinnati's defense won that game. And their coaching staff called a pretty good, smart game. They knew they needed to win, and they didn't have to score 35 to do it. And if they would try to do that, the Giants' defense might have caused a fumble or two. Burrow would have got knocked around, which he did anyway. So, hey, on the good side, the Giants' defense might be one of the best in football. And I want to ride that. I'm going to leave that on that positive note. Next week, Barkley and the Eagles. And I know the Giants are going to be up for that game. Miss.